by the way.
Who are you talking about? I just want to know.
If you want to rep AF, if you want to rep AF, what have you done?
I've answered your question, so you answer mine.
Nope, answer it.
Your question, so you answer mine.
No, because you changed your story. You're repping AF now. What have you done?
Question like fucking 30 minutes ago, and you still refuse to answer because you're a little fucking bitch.
What have you done for AF?
I just legitimately want to know who you were talking about, and it's a simple question to ask. Really, it really is. It's not that complicated. I just want to know who you were talking about. Just answer the question. I've answered multiple questions from you.
You've denied the movement multiple times.
It's only fair. It's only fair that you tell me who you were talking about. I think that's a fair question to ask.
Why are you trying to start infighting?
Answer the
Once
question.
again, support in public, criticize in private.
Why did you start infighting? Because you're the one that started talking shit about me today, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
You came into my chat like a fucking jilted ex. You spent an hour of your life.
Because
hysterical.
If I'm not mistaken, you were talking shit about Irony Bros and Zoomer gamer streamers. Is that right? Is that what you were saying on your stream earlier today?
Nope. No, what I said was.
You really
see, again, you're actually moving the goalposts of what he was debating.
With a microphone hooked up to it, you fucking moron. Are you really acting like this wasn't like fucking publicly available?
No.
So you did.
Go watch the VOD, buddy.
So the words Irony Bro and Zoomer Gamer Streamer never left your mouth. Is that what you're saying right now to me?
Yeah, but again, you're misrepresenting what the debate even was. No. Let me finish.
No, I'd love to hear.
Let me finish. I was talking about how we have groypers that are still on house arrest. We have these Ashley Babbitt vigils. And I was imploring the audience. I was imploring the audience to think about using their money wisely.
Listen to this fucking yarn he's spitting. Oh my God. No. Just say what you were talking about when you're talking about Irony Bros. No, I just want to know. Say what you were talking about when you're talking about Irony Bros.
Well, I was talking about the movement. I'm not talking about Irony.
No. You said so. You didn't. No. I'm not asking.
Why are you making this about the movement? You said at the beginning of this call you're not AF. Now you're AF.
No. So what did you say about Irony Bros then? Why are you so afraid to answer fucking questions about your own fucking words? You gigantic fucking pussy. Just
you want me to finish.
Question.
You don't want me to say my piece.
No, because you won't answer it because you're a fucking pussy and you're too afraid to stand up for your own words.
It's because I believe in the movement.
Say what you're saying.
It's because I believe in the movement.
Say what you were saying.
Division within it.
Say what you were saying then about Irony Bros. I want to know. Say what you were saying then about Irony Bros. Why are you too afraid to fucking own your own words? Say what you were saying about Irony Bros.
Oh, it's never talking about Irony Bros. So I thought I was talking about Jaden. Now I'm talking about Irony Bros. So you're admitting that I wasn't fucking talking about Jaden.
No.
I wasn't talking about Jaden.
You realize you say more than one thing on a stream. You fucking retard. You know you say that you say more than one thing on a stream, right?
Deny being AF,
whenever I talk about one thing, that doesn't exclude the fact that you also said this other thing that I'm also going to get to.
You're making shit up. You're asking me to argue a point that I never argued.
These are words that you said, and it's on your stream, and we can literally look at your stream and watch it, dude. Like, that's what's so funny about all of this is that we all heard what you said. And then you want to turn around and deny it when somebody calls you out on it. Yes, I did.
No, because my critique was against people that don't do anything politically. And you're trying to say that I'm accusing the one guy, the one gamer who actually does shit.
You were talking about Zoomer gamer streamers. Okay, so then who are you talking about? So who are you talking about then with Zoomer gamer streamers? I just want to know. Who are you talking about then?
You're so disingenuous.
No. Just answer the question.
You're so disingenuous.
Just answer the question. I just want to know who you were talking about.
You're trying to make me argue a point that I'm not.
Just answer the question.
No, I don't know you an answer.
Referring to when you were talking about Zoomer gamer streamers. I just want to know.
Not Jaden. Not fucking Jaden. That's why.
Then who? I
don't have to say why. Because again, my point is,
you don't have to say why.
Naming people doesn't.
Here's the
it
thing,
only stokes more division.
Here's the thing, CWC, is that whenever you make a broad generalization like that and then you refuse to clarify, the only thing that you're doing is letting people make assumptions. And I'm pretty sure that anybody with an IQ over 10 is going to assume that you're talking about Jaden.
Well, if you watch the stream, I specifically said not Jaden.
If you don't want people to think that you,
I told him.
If you don't want people to think that you weren't talking about Jaden, then why don't you just say who you were talking about? It's that fucking hard.
I don't have to. I don't owe that answer.
And we can all assume that you were talking about Jaden then.
All right, well, tough titties. I wasn't. If you want to believe that, go ahead, man. If you want to have your little bit of drama that you can pay your bills with.
Who are you talking about then? It's a simple question to answer.
You're walking in circles.
Because you won't answer a question. It's
because
not that fucking hard.
Beardson, you don't care about unity. You're trying. You want there to be drama so you can make money off of it.
No,
it's so obvious.
The thing. You don't get to play this whole like, oh, Beardson is just starting infighting again when you literally start a stream up by talking shit about people within the movement, right? You don't get to do that. These aren't two exclusive things. I'm simply responding to criticisms about Jaden McNeil and myself, which is very clear. Those are the two people that you were referring to and talking about. And the fact that you refuse to clarify.
If you watch my stream,
only assume.
I was saying we need people to do political stuff.
There's not a whole lot of streamers that do this, right? Right. But what you were saying though earlier was that there's not a whole lot of people that do this. So the circle of who you were talking about has to be very, very fucking small. So it should be a very, very obvious who you're fucking talking about.
Well, you can speculate all you want, man.
I don't have to.
You're like a broken record.
Stop being a little bitch. I mean,
you're
I wouldn't
slobbering at the mouth. You want
if you would stop being a little bitch. I mean, it really comes down to that.
You're just itching to exploit this. You're willing to cleave off more people from this
myself and my friends
so you can make money. You're not defending shit, dude. Some friend you are. You're denying being AF. And then, like 30 minutes later, you claim to be AF.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I've totally denied being AF by going on hanging out with Jaden and Nick multiple times.
Yeah, but you've been saying
and playing games with them every day.
Said for months you're not AF.
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny is that you have more of a problem on this than Nick does. Apparently, like you seem to have made this thing in your fucking head that like I haven't put anything on the line and blah 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 blah. You realize like Nick sees everything that I say, and if he had a problem with all of this shit that I'm saying about how I'm just not really interested in politics, that he probably would have said something to me or like publicly disavowed me or whatever. You're the only one that's fucking crying about it. Not anybody else, just you.
I don't speak for Nick. Who gives a fuck what he doesn't have to answer for this. I'm giving my opinion.
Who gives a fuck what Nick has to say? Is that what you're about to say? Is that one of those words?
It's not relevant to what we're saying. I have criticism. Why are you making this about Nick? You're hiding behind him like a pussy.
It's Nick's movement. It's Nick's movement.
Which you said you're not a part of.
I'm simply stating the facts.
Which you said you're not a part of.
The facts. Why are you hiding behind your own fucking words and hiding behind broad generalizations?
Hiding behind my own words?
Yeah, you
buddy,
are.
I'm saying what I believe.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because you want to know why? Because you refuse to actually address.
Now you're trying to hide behind Nick, dude. Really?
Yeah. No, it's really funny that the mask slipped there, and who doesn't give a fuck? Who gives a fuck about what Nick has to say? It's funny
because
that
you're trying to make this about him, and you're such a little pussy. You're trying to drag your friends into this instead of talking to me like a man.
No. But that's how weak you are. Here's the thing, though, and this is the way that it should be perceived by everybody, because America First and Nick are inseparable. Those things are interlinked. And when you're talking about America First, you're explicitly talking about Nick Fuentes.
You said you're not AF.
Are you kidding me? AF now. Are you kidding me? You've made this whole thing about America First. Like you're questioning
and you claim to not be AF
and blah blah blah.
And I called you out for playing both sides. Now you're AF.
Dude.
Yeah,
playing both
sides. Can't have it both ways, dude. You're playing both sides. Retarded argument. I remember when you try to dodge criticism saying you're not AF. I'm just a friend of Nick's, but now you're AF. So like, fucking which is it, dude?
Bro, I mean, are you joking?
No, I'm dead serious. And you should be serious for once in your life too.
You were talking about. No, I'm not. I will literally never be serious in my entire life. Suck my fucking dick.
Yeah, that is.
I will continue to make entertainment. I will continue to make people laugh while you sit there and draw a little fucking. Here's the fucking denim jacket that guys should wear. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to make great content while you continue to put people to sleep, just like fucking Patrick did, because you have the exact same mannerisms. You're just nothing. You're like Patrick Casey light, like a fucking light beer, dude. You're fucking uncharismatic. You're unfunny. You're self-serious and. Also, by the way, just like Patrick, you're a fucking snake, and you're too pussy to say what's really on your fucking mind.
I look forward to seeing where you're at age 40.
Apparently, Nick's in here. If you want,
I'll bring him in next.
Yeah, Nick and Jaden are both in here, and Yoba looks like too. You should run the fucking gambit here. But again, I just want to clarify.
Self-serious, by the way.
I just want to clarify. Yeah,
you don't think that the circumstances require us to be serious? You don't think having GROYPERs who are on house arrest 9 months later is worth being serious for once in your fucking life? You cannot ever look past fucking content. You live for content.
Cry me a river.
And you're willing to let other people make the sacrifices, ride their coattails.
Bad things happen in the world. We all better be bitter, mad individuals then.
How dare you minimize this, dude? Really?
No one's allowed to laugh ever because bad things happen in the world. Yeah, shut the fuck up. That's what I'm talking about. I'm some big fucking martyr. I'm doing all this shit. You're such a big.
It's not about me, buddy. It's about all the other people. All the other people.
Okay.
Who don't get paid to start shit online. Lucky you, Beardson.
Yeah, this
you really hit those high notes, huh? Yes, are you a castrato? Yeah. Are you a castrati?
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, there were boys they castrated to sing higher pitch. They're eunuchs. That's what you sound like.
That's funny because even if that were true, I would still have more balls than you for being at least able to admit who the fuck I'm talking about on a live stream instead of taking pissy ass little jabs at people like a little bitch like you are. Just say it. I just want to know who are you talking about.
10 years from now, you're going to be in the same fucking question. Hole.
Yeah, 10 years from now, you're probably going to be in federal prison for organizing a fucking revolution against the government with like 5 boomers. Yeah, congrats.
Hey, you know what? If I have to take the L for supporting AF, then so be it.
Nah, dude. Yeah, no one's asking you to do any of that. No one's asking you. That's the funny thing about all this is like nobody's asking you to do that. No one's asking you. Like, no, I'll fucking do it. I want to be a martyr. Yeah, shut up, dude.
Well, some things are worth sacrificing for. You know, if you stand for anything, you would know that.
Here's the thing, though. The ideal situation. Here's the thing, and this is the thing that you don't understand. Sometimes the best outcome is to get what you want without sacrificing anything. That's the best possible outcome, is it not?
Well, that would be great, but that's not how the world works. Freedoms are earned with sweat and blood, and you think you can win without lifting a finger. You're gonna game your way.
76 bullshit, dude. You want to go to a fucking like Revolutionary War reenactment to feel like a fucking man? Would that make you feel better to put on a little fucking?
Not about reenactments, man. It's already happening. People are already in trouble for January 6th. And you're being completely disingenuous. Okay. But again, you don't understand what sacrifice means.
I didn't tell him to go. I didn't tell him to go.
You're going to keep gaming. You're going to keep fiddling as Rome burns.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I probably will. You want to know why?
You probably will.
Here's the thing. Not every animal was built to push the cart, man. And I know my place, and I know what I'm good at.
And what's your place?
I'm good at entertaining people. I'm good at making people laugh. And I'm good with dealing with fucking low IQ morons like you.
You're a little fucking rat eating the fucking table
black
strap.
Pill people into doing shit. And
really? Black pill? When I'm offering people a alternative they can run for local office that are uncontested.
That's your solution, bro. And this is the other thing, dude. All of your content is nothing but like gay little platitudes that mean absolutely fucking just run for office, just become famous, just become a rock star. Like that's your fucking solutions. They're just gay little platitudes. That's all that they are. Just get power, guys. It's once we get power, then we win. And it's like, yeah, you're a fucking low IQ drooling retard.
I was running for office of platitude.
Solution.
I was running for office of platitude. That's what Nick fucking advocates. What are you talking about? What is the entire point of the AFF?
So what
isn't the entire point of this to get into office?
No.
How is that a platitude?
Exactly.
Answer me. How is that a platitude?
Do you think everybody
I laid it out on my stream.
Run for office? Is that what you think?
I didn't say.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You just said just.
I said we should support those. I said we need to support those who are going to run for uncontested seats.
Again, whoa, man.
But obviously you weren't paying attention. You were too busy jerking off, twirling your mustache, waiting for drama.
Guys, you should vote for people that agree with us. Whoa, I never would have thought of that, CWC. What a fucking gigantic big brain tank. Oh my God. You're fucking retarded, dude.
Is that not the AF strategy? Is that not it? Is that not the entire fucking point? Is that not the entire fucking mission here?
But it's the point of the thing is I don't need to hear that from you.
Wait. We're gonna game
from you because you're a fucking loser.
Our way to victory.
That's the thing. And again, it's just gay fucking platitudes from you, and you act like you're some big revolutionary. That's the funny thing about it. Like you haven't done fucking anything at all. And the funny, and you know what's really funny about this whole situation?
What's so funny?
Is that I can tell you are a fucking troop. You want to know why I can tell you're a troop? Because you act like a fucking faggot. That's why. Fuck the troops. Fuck you. I'm gonna let somebody else get in here because you're a fucking bitch. And again, just one last time for the audience here. Who was it that you were talking about when you were referring to Zoomer gamer streamers? I'd love to know.
Beardson.
Just answer the question.
You are.
Who was it?
Thank you. You know, honestly, wait.
Who was it?
I want to thank you. Before we go forward, Beardson.
Just answer the question. No, we're not going forward. We're just ending this.
Thank you.
I want to let somebody else get in here. I just want to know, who are you talking about?
I could not have criticized you any better than the fucking shit you willingly said. Everything that you've done over the last 30 minutes, I just want to thank you. You did my job for me.
Your biggest own is I said, yes, I'm America first. That's, wow, what a fucking gigantic 40 chest take, man.
You didn't deny that you've denied being AF for months.
No, I never denied being AF. I've always said I've supported America first. I've always said it. How could I not? I fucking stream with Jaden and Nick every single night. I've got like 5 fucking America First shirts in my closet that I wear out in public all the fucking time. I'm clearly not afraid of my association or whatever with America First. I just don't want to have anything to do with running it or anything like that. I promote it every fucking chance that I can, but I don't consider myself a general. Some people do, and there's nothing that I can do about that, clearly. I've said this literally a million times in my stream, dealing with fucking low IQ morons like you. But congratulations, you got the big gotcha against me is that I said, yes, I am America first. Wow, what a big brain take. Meanwhile, you have refused time and time again to say who the fuck you were talking about when you were referring to Zoomer gamer streamers. Again, this is a guy. This is my closing argument. We'll treat this like it was an actual debate or whatever. This is my closing argument here: is that CWC has taken shots at Jaden, at myself, at Baked Alaska, and pretty much everybody in the movement that's more successful than he is for the past 6 months. We've all known it. We've all talked about it with each other several times about how much of a big fucking faggot you are. But today was really the creme de la creme of you being a fucking foot and mouth retard, because again, you've made very specific and pointed comments towards myself and towards Jaden McNeil. I never talked about Jaden. You're just making shit up. You're starting shit. And I'm sure you're Then say who you're talking about. Then say who you're talking about. Then tell us who you were talking about. Just tell who. I am not threatened by CWC. Yeah, you are, dude. I have crushed Mike Enoch. I have crushed Richard Spencer. I have crushed Chris. Not really an accomplishment. Those are the biggest fucking retards. And yet somehow I would consider all of those people incredibly smarter than you will ever be. Your stream used to be a lot more entertaining too. Person I've ever talked to in my entire life. You used to be an actual irony bro. That's the thing. You used to actually be an irony bro, but now you're saying you're AF. You're having it both ways. So now you're sometimes political. What they do than you are, and you know what? At least they're honest. That's the thing. You know, when RPG came at me, I at least have to give RPG a little bit of credit because he didn't bitch out and snake out like he did. He at least owned the fact that he was talking about me. You just want to be a little bitch that wants to play America First, but you'll sit there and talk shit about America First people day in and day fucking out and just pretend to be their friends because you know at the end of the day that the minute that you let your fucking mask slip, everybody will fucking turn against you because people don't support CWC. They support America First. You're accusing me of being two-faced. Yeah, you are. Hilarious. You literally are. You revealed yourself to be fucking two-faced, dude. I've said everything honestly and forthright. No, you haven't. No, you fucking have not. And it's so clear. Like there's video evidence. You know what? I'll make you a nice little compilation tomorrow. I'll download your stream. Good, I'll make you a nice little compilation and highlight how much of a fucking two-faced snake you are. But anyway, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let somebody else get in here. I own everything I said because I'm a man, Beards, and I'll be vindicated by the fucking VOD. Clarify it. Then all you have to do is clarify it. If you're such a fucking man, clarify what you said and just say. I don't need to clarify shit. You won't even let me finish. I don't need to clarify shit. If you watch the fucking VOD, just say who you're talking about. If you watch the VOD, I will be vindicated. Watch the VOD, but you clearly didn't watch it. That's all I want to know. You didn't watch it. That's all I want to know. Is who you're talking about. Who you're talking about. It's not a fucking hard question to answer. But you know what? I think it is a really hard question to answer. Not every animal's built to push the cart. What was that you said? Yeah. Not every animal's built to push the cart. You know, it's only a hard question to answer. So what were you built for? You realize that the answer will make you look like a total fucking piece of shit. That's why. No, what are you built for, Beardson? If you're not built to push the cart, what are you built for? Where's your role? Pathetic. Absolutely laughable. Beardson Beardly, thank you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for making an ass of yourself. And thank you for showing the movement how not to act. And I hope to God people can learn from this guy. He is a institution. He is a symbol of failure personified. But you know what? To his credit, he did call in and defend himself. I'll give him that. But the fact that he admitted to denying being an AF, to skirt criticism after he fucked up when Louis Theroux came to interview him, and now he's AF. It's unreal. But I'll bring in other people. Hey, freedom of speech. If you want to flame me, that's fine. I want to hear what the people say. So I'll bring some people in. Let's bring in Jaden. Oh, you left.
No, I'm here. Hello?
Oh, hey, yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up? Okay, so I've been listening to this whole thing, and I just want to clarify, because I was watching your stream. I saw people telling me that you were talking to me. So I went in there just to see. And I know that we've had like our beef in the past or whatever. And I know that you came at me back then for being a gamer and saying I don't do anything for AF during the whole Patrick thing when you were defending him. And today I was watching, and you're talking about how we need to allocate resources better, and there's all these streamers that only play video games. And you talked about the Irony Bros, and I know I was watching your chat when Beardson, or your stream when Beardson went in there, and you said you weren't talking about him or whatever, and then you were talking about him. And I know you talked about Zoomer streamers. You talked about people that just play video games. I believe you also said the only people in the movement that do anything other than yourself are Vince and Nick. So, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
And you.
You didn't say that on the stream.
Well, as I said to Beardson, you were on the road trip. You actually showed up. You drove across the continent, and you've been helping Nick behind the scenes. And you and I have been talking, obviously. But the thing that I don't like is I don't like when people ask me to argue something that I never was arguing. Because, would you say that you only game? You obviously do more than that. So why would this ever refer to you?
Well, that's why I was going to come in here and argue with you if you were attacking me. Because look, I was watching.
I'm being honest.
And I thought you were talking. Well, yeah, you texted me 4 hours after the stream. I didn't even realize you texted me. When you said that when you were arguing with Beardson, I checked and I saw that. But that was 3 or 4 hours after the initial comments were made, and I tweeted and whatever. So I was just curious I was just wondering who exactly you were referring to other than Beardson. Because I thought you were talking about Beardson, obviously, with the Irony Bros and the gamers and whatever. So that was right. And then you were talking about like Zoomer game streamers that make more money, and it should be allocated to you and to Christian. And I was just curious who exactly you were referring to.
I never said it should be allocated to me and Christian. That's not a charitable way to frame it.
You said that it should be allocated to you because you're doing IRL activism. Is that wrong? You're saying that you're doing rallies, you're doing IRL activism, and it should also. And I believe you also mentioned that.
Yeah,
Nick,
but that frame sounds super Jewish, man. I was saying we need to allocate it to like cultural pursuits.
Here we go.
Legal
What's
defense.
cultural? Your concerts to get girlfriends? I wasn't gonna try to be hostile, but you're calling me Jewish or whatever. You said that it should stop going to the big
you made it
gamer
sound.
Streamers. That's what you said. The big gamer streamers, which can only be inferred as myself and Beardson. I don't know any other big gamer streamers in the movement.
No. I said people who only game. There's an important distinction to be made there.
I only game on stream. I really only game on stream, and most people assume that's what I do.
I didn't say on stream. I didn't say that only game on stream. I said that only game. Their only contribution to anything is game streams. You obviously contribute more than that.
Technically, I did. You fuck off.
Don't jump in, buddy. Come on. I'm talking to fucking Jaden here.
Why are you talking drama in public? Hey, I thought that he was taking shots at me, and I wanted to clarify who he was talking about. If he's not talking about me, then that's it is what it is. But I'm glad
you called. I'm glad you called in because
if he's going to publicly talk, I just want to know if here we are where you're arguing with me, you're arguing with Beardson, you're arguing with other people, other GROYPERs. Wouldn't it just make more sense if you directly called out who the fuck you're talking about? Because I took it as you're attacking me, because you've done it in the past. You've said that I did nothing, and I will say I think I've done a little more than just drive across the country with Nick.
Of course. Well, yeah, you're with the AFF and all that. Well, and yeah, and I owned that months ago when we beefed with the whole Patrick thing.
I know. I thought we were cool.
That was over.
I thought so too.
And the people are trying to dig up that old beef, and they're being disingenuous. I'm trying to provide constructive criticism, but that was mostly directed towards the audience. And I even said if I had a problem,
you said streamers at game.
Right. And do we deny there's a plethora? Like literally the vast majority of quote unquote AF streamers are literally just game all day.
That's all I do on stream.
Yeah, but on stream. That's the difference.
That's how I make my money. I don't get paid to do political stuff. But
you volunteer your time. You're contributing to the movement by doing that. And that
well, fair enough. I mean, if you're not attacking me, you're not tagging me. No. But then who are you talking about?
Well, my entire point was there's no sense because all the people I was referring to are smaller streamers.
But
there's a lot of people.
But that's not true because you were talking about the people that are making money. You were talking about the people that are making the big bucks, as you were saying, that could be allocated to different places, such as IRL actors or activists like yourself, or charities or people that like Christian. Those were the two distinctions you made. You didn't say, oh, there's small gamer streamers that are making $5 a stream.
They are numerous, and there's so many of them.
I don't know.
And not to mention the time.
I know Jake a little bit, Beardson, myself. Who else? Who else is like game streamer that's pulling away resources from the movement? And I don't even know if you could say that like Jimbo is pulling resources. But I'm only bringing him up. Those are the only people I even know that are like avid game streamers.
Well, the reason why I don't like to name people is for this exact reason, because I knew that this was going to be twisted into some sort of drama content thing, which it ended up being anyways. I guess I wasn't clear enough.
Well, I think it'd be the opposite. If you weren't coming after me, then you should have just said Beardson, and then I think he has the right to respond if you were talking about him. To be fair, you brought up Beardson. I mean, you admitted that now. Earlier you said you didn't, but you brought up Beardson. So he has a right to respond. I thought you were, talking about me. That's not the case, and I can jump out of here. But like I said, I'm just curious to know. It wouldn't have been turned into a big drama thing with me or anyone else unless it would have been just the drama, the person that you were talking about explicitly. But we don't know who that is.
Look, Jay, if we look through Trovo and such, we can find dozens of small to mid-sized game streamers who are AF or AF adjacent who collectively are pulling probably thousands of dollars monthly from the movement. And these are dollars.
But regardless, it's like these game. I'm thinking, can you give me an example, please? I don't want to, infer anything.
Well, again, my point though is you criticize in private. There's nothing to be gained from naming.
You aired it out. You aired it out publicly. If you had a group with people in private, you should have brought it to them in private. I wouldn't have said anything to you publicly if this wasn't like a public matter because you streamed it.
Well, I didn't realize generalized critiques were verboten.
Well, who are you critiquing? Because I thought you were critiquing me.
The movement as a whole.
No one even knows who you're critiquing.
I feel like a lot of the audience and a lot of the viewers also fall into this trap. I feel like a lot of us are. All my streams for the last few weeks have been game streams. Like we've all been stuck in this rut of inaction, and I thought talking about maybe focusing on getting offline might be good to help our spirits and stuff. Avoiding shit that doesn't really matter, like this drama.
Offline in what way? Like what the alt-right did? Like what's your? Are you talking about? I guess I know you
running for office. I mean, I listed a few things.
I agree. I told people yesterday. See, I watched your stream and you were talking about gamer streamers and money not going to the right places. And then Beardson jumped in the chat, and then it kind of shifted to what we should be doing. Earlier you were talking about like Christian and whatever. in like your IRL action, but then you kind of shifted to running for office and like getting involved in your local GOP. And I tell people to do that all the time. So again, we're getting into the weeds. I just want to know, and I don't want you. Who are we? Who like? What is? I don't even know what we're talking about. What's the criticism? Because I don't want to like come at you.
About?
It seems like you keep shifting, and I don't even know who we're talking about. What's the problem? Who
first
are we talking about?
We have to view this in context of the stream, which was after me taking pretty much a month off. I didn't really stream for a month. I was focusing on IRL organizing.
I thought you were streaming Minecraft like last week.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't really count. That was like leisure. That's just me playing a game. But this was in context of after about a month of the local GROYPERs doing local organizing, the successes, and we've had some good and bad things happen. But this was in the context of
like
that.
what?
And what do you mean?
Like, what do you mean by local organizing?
Well, we've been attending every event that's been going on. We've been speaking. There's been all sorts of like weird TPUSA grifter events where, frankly, there's a lot of people who are discontent with the way that the party and the country is going. But the only people organizing anything are these weird ass Q people. So we go there, we speak the AF message, and then we have these normal like dads go, "Oh, I like your message, son," because they were at that event because there's nothing else going on. And also we're working on the congressional campaign and going to
you're running for Congress in LA,
Orange County.
Okay. Look, I don't care. I don't know. I'm getting, like I said, you just say who you were talking about. I don't want to I'm not really here to argue what the movement shouldn't be doing. I listen to Nick. I just kind of do what he suggests or whatever. So whatever. But who exactly explicitly is the Zoomer gamer streamer if it wasn't me?
See, again, we're getting to the same problem. I don't understand the fixation with starting more shit with people. Why does everything have to be a personal attack?
Well, I just don't. Well, I don't know. I don't go on stream and shit talk people behind their back and not tell them, what if I'm friends with someone, if they're a part of the movement.
Who did I shit talk behind their? Who did I shit talk behind?
Whoever the game streamer is, whoever this gamer.
It's a criticism. Is friendly criticism shit talking now? I mean, shouldn't we be self-reflecting and always trying to improve? Because our enemies want us dead. You don't think a little bit of criticism might actually be helpful? Because it's something that we all fall.
You just said, gaming streams are leisure, and you did it, and it's cozy, whatever. And I do it every single night. I do it literally every night as a way to make money and entertain the masses.
What do you do in the day, though? You do other stuff during the day. That's the distinction, again. Because I did a lot of shit over the last month that I didn't stream.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know. We're going to keep beating around the same bush. If you don't want to name them, that's fine. I'm going to keep pushing you to. If it's not me, it's not me. I guess there's no reason for me to keep going in circles with you.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to make clear with our last caller. But
but you did talk about him. You admitted to talking about him, correct?
Yeah.
And I just want to throw this out there because I know RPG and a bunch of the Patrick stands are listening. I know all of them are your mods. I just want to throw this out there. I don't know what's up with this fixation with the Louis Theroux thing, because no offense, but IRL, what you're doing in California, that's great. But what's been going viral, what got America first to where it's at is Nick, the viral moments. Baked Alaska's clips are going viral, millions of views on TikTok. The Louis Theroux doc and Beardson kicking him out of his house, that's going to make for great content, and it's going to be all over social media, all over TikTok. And in an era where we're banned from literally everything, being a little provocative and going totally viral.
Positive.
I don't know if
I'm not privy to.
I don't know if you keep up with some of this stuff, but considering Baked Alaska running out into blacks got millions of likes on TikTok, I think that's kind of a good thing, actually, that we can still go viral while being censored on everything. I think that Zoomers, especially edgy countercultural Zoomers, people that watch our streams and are love Nick. The reason that GROYPERs are like 18-year-olds, and we don't have like an army of.
I hope you're right. I mean, we need the youth.
I think that gets the youth excited, being a countercultural force.
I hope it looks good for us. I hope Thoreau doesn't.
Well, regardless, I don't think that they're going to make you look bad, and the people that hate us are going to think it's bad regardless. The point of the matter is, people that are susceptible to being AF or edgy or right wing or whatever you want to say, they're going to see that, find it hilarious, and they're going to, maybe it goes viral. People wonder who Baked is. People wonder who Beardson is, and that brings people in to see who Nick is. Seeing are these characters, you say they're not AF, they say they're whatever. They're in our sphere of things. They're going viral. They're bringing people into it. This is just like common sense.
I thought the line was, we don't talk to journalists, though. Wasn't that what we all agreed on like a while ago? That's what the party line was.
Look,
IRL streaming is a viral IRL clip. And you weren't on the documentary, right? Even though that you have a large role in the movement, you've done a lot, but you weren't in that documentary, right?
Correct. They didn't interview me, but that's beside the point. I mean, the point of the I don't know why this is the point of contention for like 6 months with you people, and I just don't see what the big deal is. I mean, would I talk to the journalists? I mean, probably not. But at the same time, is it a huge name? Is it the biggest deal in the world? I don't know. That's real. That's your big point of contention with Beardson. And I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, people are going to see that.
I would say that's my biggest point of contention with him. I would say it's the fact that he did it, and then to escape criticism, he said that, well, I'm not AF. I'm just like a guy. I'm just a friend. And then now he's
whatever. I don't care getting caught up in the semantics. He is in the sphere. We all know that. I wouldn't is Baked Alaska necessarily suit and tie America first? I mean, maybe not, but he's still in the sphere of things. He's our friend. He's he supports Nick. He promotes Nick. Regardless,
and they're all tied to us because we're all part of the same sphere.
I don't think that Baked would look at himself and call himself a politician. Beardson, I don't call myself one. I've kind of taken a step back from public politics, whatever. Sure, I mean, what with the whole getting expelled from school or whatever. Maybe I'll get back into it eventually. I do want to run one day. But that being said, whatever. The point is, we're all a part of AS sphere. Everything we do, positive, negative. But you guys are acting like that's the end of the world, and I don't think that it's really that big of a deal. I think that the people that are gonna hate it already, we're gonna hate Nick regardless. He can say what he was gonna say, suit and tie, or Beardson can kick him out of his house and it'd be funny. Regardless, I think.
Well, I hope you're right. I mean, you're privy to more information than me.
We'll see. We'll see. You're right. We'll see. I mean, maybe it does nothing. I don't know, but I just don't know that that's like the biggest issue in the world. But again, that's off topic. Doesn't matter. You weren't talking about me apparently. So
thanks for calling in though, clearing it up.
I guess that's that. Yep, sounds good, man. Have a good night. And I don't know. I guess next time, if you're gonna, because I've seen a few streams like this and I just kind of ignored it. But this whole thing's been going. If you got a problem with me, you can message me, or if you want to air out something publicly that even myself, assume that you were talking about me, maybe like a few more details. Or I didn't hear you say not Jaden. I heard not Nick or Vent. But regardless, maybe we can avoid this in the future.
Yes, of course. Well, this was exactly what I wanted to avoid. It looks like we got the whole movement together for once. We got Nick, Baked, and 169 other people. So.
Yeah, it looks like Nick and Baked both have their hands up, but I don't want to take any more time. I feel like we're just going in circles, but it was good talking to you, I guess, and I'm glad that we it wasn't me. Wow, it wasn't me. Gamer, let's flip and go. All right, goodbye.
Yeah, take care. Let's bring in Nick. Hey, Nick, what's up?
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Me?
Yep, loud and clear.
What's going on?
Hey, well, welcome to the Telegram chat. Fancy seeing you here under the with everything going on tonight. What about you? How's the show?
It didn't go great. My camera broke.
Yeah, my stream died like 10 times today. My Wi-Fi is so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to get the anger at the super chatters. You know, now after streaming for 8 months, I'm finally starting to understand the frustration.
Yeah, I tried doing it for 5 years, and I can assure you, it doesn't get better. It gets much worse.
Oh no.
So, you know, look, I don't know. You know, Jaden seemed to let you off the hook a little bit, but you know, I just don't understand. You know, really where you get off. Because it seems like you want to be America first, but at the same time, you know, you participate in all criticisms of everyone that hates us. And you criticize my judgment constantly, directly and indirectly, and everybody that surrounds me. I mean, that's what I don't understand. I mean, the Louis Theroux thing, I mean, even with Jaden, you know, you do these snide little, well, I hope it works out. I hope that's a good look or whatever. You know, you ever hear the phrase trust the plan? I didn't get to where I am doing this because I don't know what I'm doing or I haven't thought this through, you know? And so if you have a problem with that, if you have a problem with what I'm doing, then you shouldn't be a part of this, you know? And honestly, you're not really in a position to challenge my judgment because me compared to you, it's just not a contest. And I know you're not maybe trying to compare yourself to me, but I mean, where I'm at and where you are, it's night and day. And I'm not
well, when would you say that I criticized your judgment? Because I had some critiques about the Thoreau thing, and you've said multiple times for years not to talk to journalists. And do you think that this is going to be a positive thing? This documentary?
Well, there it is. See, in the first place, so I'll get to that and I'll defend that. But in the first place, I don't think you're in any position to criticize. And frankly, I'm sick of people who are not as successful as me constantly doubting and questioning and criticizing my judgment. I mean, that's in the first place. Don't get me wrong. It's your prerogative. You're a free individual
what
with
was
your
your
own
judgment?
conscience. And you can criticize, but you know, it's frustrating where I'm at in my position because I've demonstrated a record of basically creating many miracles over the course of my career, you know, from getting Don Jr. booed off the stage at UCLA to the Stop the Steal movement. I mean, we were at the center of that. We were the destroy the GOP, aired an impeachment, sitting congressmen at my conference, survive deplatforming, not just on YouTube, but DLive too, creating a censorship-proof platform. Like, you know, so
well, then that's why we love your show. But what about the baked thing has to do with you though?
The show. I'm the leader. I'm the leader, and I'm the leader because I established myself. I clearly rose above everybody else.
Correct. But did you tell Bake to do the documentary?
That has to be respected. What?
Well, I thought you didn't necessarily tell them to go on the documentary. Was this all part of your plan to have Baked and Beardson do the documentary? I thought you said you didn't necessarily want that to happen.
Well, I told you I'll get to that. But I first want to, and this is the problem. This is the insubordination, basically. You know, you're in the military. You know that in the military there's a general, right? You know that in the military there's a commander in chief, and you want to be a part of this thing. But at the same time, not only do you participate in, but you encourage what amounts to insubordination. You want to be a face, you want to be a voice, you want to talk about criticize in private, not in public, but yet you go out and you sow uncertainty and doubt. And that you're not even willing to engage with me on why that in itself is a problem is very suspicious to me. That's very suspect because that maybe shows that you're not being straight about what your intentions are. Because
I'll be crystal clear, Nick, with what my intentions are. And I want to keep this very simple. I don't want my criticism of Beardson to somehow become criticism of you, because Beardson has said for months that he is not AF. He's not a GROYPER general. And you say the military chain of command, but it's also very clear who your chain of command is. And he has said himself that he is an AF. So I was not under the impression that there was a chain of command going from you to Beardson, then now to me. So I wasn't trying to criticize you at all.
This is a complete diversion because you just said, and you have been criticizing for months, this Louis Theroux documentary. So Beardson's got nothing to do with it. You think the Louis Theroux thing's a bad idea, and you've made everyone aware of that. And that was my call. That was my decision to have Louis Theroux.
I criticize certain people being on it, not the entire thing, because we know you're more well-spoken than
Well, you just got done saying, well, what happened to never talking to journalists? I mean, in effect, you're saying, maybe you're not saying directly, but you're basically suggesting that I'm a hypocrite or that I went against a tenet or something like that. But basically, the point is this. Everybody who's in this thing basically knows how it works. People just defer to me. And it's not because it's a cult. It's not because, maybe everybody even loves me that much, although I think they do. It's because what I'm doing works, and people can participate in what I'm doing, and they can share in the success. And I'm very gracious, and I want that to happen. I want people to join and share in the success of this, but people can't come in and start calling the shots and think that they know better, because they don't. And if they did know better, they would be doing something better, but they're not. Nobody has, nobody is. And, I don't think in the near future anybody will. Now, to the Louis Theroux documentary situation, do you want to know why I said never to talk to journalists for years? There's a very specific reason why. And the reason was always about deplatforming. You can't talk to journalists because it creates too much notoriety. And when you talk to journalists, they call you a white nationalist. And white nationalist is one of those words that gets you banned. Now, what we've seen in the last year is that the dynamic has completely changed, because everybody is like, the deplatforming is becoming complete. It's like 98% completion. Nearly everybody is banned from nearly every platform. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. After Christchurch accelerated, it was nearly completed by the time of the election between COVID misinformation and election misinformation. And then finally, the Capitol was the final nail in the coffin. Now, I made a strategic decision at that point, as deplatforming is looming, and so really it's of no consequence what the media publishes anyway, number one. But number two, as we basically stare in the face of complete irrelevancy with this total and complete deplatforming, to engage with Louis Theroux, which, I've been through this more than you, and I've been through this maybe more than anybody. I had MTV come to my house for a week in 2018 in February, and they told me they were shooting a My True Life whatever episode about me, and it turned out that they sat on the footage for years, and they released it during GROYPER War as a hit piece calling me a white nationalist. Now, so I know how it works, and I know what they do, and I've gotten the worst of it, maybe more than anybody can say. And
my criticism was never about you going on the thing. Let me make that clear as well. I never went as far as RPG and these others who went further than that. The issue was specifically, it wasn't you, it was Beardson claiming to not be AF and going on this. And I assume, since he said he wasn't AF, that necessarily you didn't authorize him to go on to this documentary. And there wasn't that wasn't made clear. I never had any problem with you going and having Theroux film this AFPAC event. So
I
that was
exactly
never part
what
of
you said, but nevertheless, I mean, you clearly have a problem with the Louis Theroux documentary, and whatever, if it's Beardson being a part of it or Bake Alaska being part of it or whatever, that was a strategic decision that I made, and so you can nitpick, but really we're kind of getting in the weeds on this example in particular. This is part of a pattern. If it was just that, I would say whatever. Honestly, if it was just that, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But I also saw that you went on the Red Pilled Gaming stream when he started this big beef out of nowhere about my fucking playlist. And he said that, it's black music. And then he went on this crusade against Jaden and Beardson and criticizing me. And you went on a stream and you said, well, it's important to be able to criticize people and blah, blah, blah. I don't remember exactly what you said, but you went on there and basically showed him support. And this is a guy who's basically, again, an open revolt against me. And I think criticizing me very unfairly. And for something so trivial,
Well, and I've
there was
mocked
that.
and I've made fun of RPG. I've made the jungle jogger music joke multiple times. I obviously didn't support that as much. I
Okay,
didn't take it
but you
nearly
did.
as far
You
as he
went
did.
into a stream. You went into a stream, and you said, you know, it's important that people are able to voice their criticisms. You said he was still America first. You came in there and said you're still America first, even though he's at war with all the leaders of America first. And basically, you know, I like rap music. I play rap music on my stream. People criticize me for that. He's echoing that, you know, which applies to me. And you go in there and say, well, it's important that he should be able to say that. And you're
Well, I don't
still
watch
part
all
of
of his
America
streams.
first.
Well, we stream
Well,
at the same time of day, so I don't know everything he says. I can't condone everything he may or may not have said.
Okay.
But
Well, you know, once
I
again,
wasn't aware he was exiled from the movement completely.
yeah,
That is
well,
news to
you
me.
know, when you do stuff like that, when you publicly go against people, and again, it's like Beardson said, there's this resentment just below the surface that's hiding. This is what I'm getting at. Like, that's a problem. No, you're not America first. If like Red Pill Gaming, I never talked to that guy. I don't know that guy. I think he watches my show. Oh, he's very critical of me. I don't consider him part of America first. I don't think him saying like, you know, black music's for blacks, you know, stuff like that. You know, that's just not my style. That's just not my thing. Anyway, but that's another example. And then, you know, you got the Baked Alaska thing. When Baked Alaska was on the Louis Theroux documentary, you're attacking Baked Alaska. Now you come on a stream and say, oh, the incel thing is bad. We need girls in the movement. Zoomer gamers are going to win. Streamers are making too much money.
I never said we need girls in the movement. I made a distinction. I said we need more facets in our lives than just politics.
Well, the point being is, you know, it's just this recurring pattern of you're going against the grain. The Louis Theroux documentary you criticize. Red Pill Gaming you support. Baked Alaska you criticize. Beardson you criticize. Jaden, you had a beef with him. You squashed it. Apparently you're criticizing, if not him, people that are just like him. And, you know, it's like you recognize that if you want to succeed, you have to be a part of America first, but you're not really happy about it. And that's like, and by the way, I should add, your best friends were best friends with Patrick Casey. And, you know, it reminds me a lot of Patrick Casey in many ways, but in that particular way, because that's exactly the MO of Patrick Casey. He knew in 2019 that if he wanted to remain relevant, you know, his only ticket was through the GROYPERs and through America First. So he joined up with us, and I think it was completely reluctant because he never really seemed happy to be there. And even once he split, you know, he had all the stuff to say about it.
Wait.
Cult.
Nick, I wouldn't have voluntarily gotten involved in politics, gotten doxxed if I didn't believe in this. We were inspired because me and SRG, my roommate, we met at the UCLA GROYPER War. We felt inspired. And hearing what you said right on the eve of the election, we wanted to get involved. We felt like the best thing to do to help you was to grow the movement and put our hearts and hands into this. And I also want to say, I feel like there's a level of insecurity here because I don't feel like what I've said is necessarily being translated fairly by the intermediaries. I feel like there's a lot of drama, people snitching between chats. And I've had this happen between me and Baked multiple times where somebody goes in his chat and goes, CWC's talking shit. And then I'm like, I wasn't even talking about you. He goes and watches my VOD. It never happened. So I just feel like a lot of this is being misconstrued. For example, I never said women belong in the movement. I was very clear they shouldn't even vote. And then, you know, the other thing about, you know, the Thoreau thing, the issue is not you who is a public figure speaking with Thoreau or even having the triumphant event being filmed. It was that when people do go on the thing and then claim to not be a part of the movement, that was my criticism. It was never the thing itself. So I just want to make some of those things clear, Nick, because I mean, I do believe in this wholeheartedly, and all of the L's we've taken, all the heat we have here in California, we know it's just a part of a bigger whole. And I mean, we have you to thank. This wouldn't have ever happened if we didn't meet at the GROYPER War. But I don't want you to get the impression that I'm like not happy to be a part of this. I wouldn't be doing this every day, you know, eating like raw onions and rice and shit if I didn't believe that this was going to succeed.
Well, I mean, I think there's a distinction to be made where, and I hear this from a lot of people, people say, well, America First is not just about Nick Fuentes. I mean, I don't doubt your sincerity. I don't doubt your conviction on the issues, unless you're like a Fed, which honestly, you can't rule out. And that's not personal. That's not a personal attack.
Well, of course, you can't ever rule that out with anybody.
Right. I'm not saying that, but you know, that notwithstanding, I basically believe you're sincere and genuine, but there is this disconnect. Sometimes it's personal, usually it's personal, but there's these people that think, oh, well, you know, I'm America First, but you know, I put America First like above Nick. Like I'm participating in America First, but it's bigger than Nick, and my allegiance is to the so-called idea of America.
Well, I've never said anything close to that.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you that I hear that sometimes from people, and you know, usually that's a signal about like.
Oh, you know, well, I'm always telling boomers to watch your show. I mean, we're always telling people to watch your show. Like all these boomers that we're working with, these Q people, more than a few of them have started watching you because of this. But I mean, the movement is inseparable from you and your show. So I've never said that we support AF without Nick. That doesn't even make any sense. There is no movement without you.
True. Well, and okay, you know, and like I said, I don't watch everything that you do, so it's very possible that there's a misunderstanding, but you know, enough of this stuff happens, and whenever I hear about you, it's often these kinds of things. It could be misunderstandings, maybe not. Usually where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm just telling you that I see a troubling pattern of, you can quibble about the details and say, well, I wasn't quite saying that, or I didn't exactly say that, or whatever, but yet here we are. You know, there's a lot of people. Jaden's a perfect example. That guy's a diehard loyalist, and like he said, he just defers to me on basically everything. And I've never had that issue with him. And
I do the same thing. We will defer to whatever your judgment is. And obviously we didn't expect you to weigh in here, and obviously whatever you say goes, but I mean, we didn't receive any dialogue or direction. So,
well, here we go. I mean, you just get done with the stream today where you shit on Irony Bros. You know, I'm an Irony Bro. That was my origin. You know who else shit on the Irony Bros? James Alsop and Richard Spencer and Mike Enoch. And, you know, where are they now? But I'm an Irony Bro, and I'm a gamer, and I'm not a Volcel. I'm an incel. And, you know, no, I don't need love, like you said on your stream. Like, it's a hierarchy of needs. People need love and all this kind of stuff. Well, not me. I'm an incel, and I am an Irony Bro. And, you know, once again, maybe there's on a semantic level, well, you didn't quite say this or that, but it's pretty clear where I stand, and it's pretty clear who my friends are. And, you know, Beardson, you can say, oh, well, he said he wasn't part of AF, and now he is, and blah, 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 blah. Beardson's been around forever. Everyone knows he's my friend. Everyone knows Weekly Sweat is a big part of the culture of AF. He's been on my show before. I game with him all the time. And it's like, you going and insulting him or you know, picking people out of the crowd. I don't know exactly who you're referring to when you say Zoomer Gamers, if not Jaden, although maybe you did mean him. Maybe it's other people. But who exactly would you mean? I mean, streaming is the backbone of what we've built. I know you think that the real stuff of politics is superior or whatever. But look at the interest in what you're doing versus the interest in the streams. You know, it's the digital age. It's not the 1930s. It's a digital age. And so it's not to say that the streaming is the end all be all, but for the time being, it is the engine.
It's a means to the end.
What we're doing. And so, but anyway, that's really besides the point. You just get done doing a stream where you basically shit all over lots of things that are kind of fun and have been a part of the movement. And then you say, oh, well, I didn't know. I wasn't told not to shit on those things. Anyway, you know, I think you're playing dumb a little bit. Maybe you're sincere. I don't really know. But I'm just telling you that the way that it works is it's got to be reciprocity. We want people in America first. We want people to grow the movement, and the movement is growing. We have a great, you know, new lineup of streamers. We have like Dalton and Kai, and, you know, there's a lot of people that are getting more involved, young people that are excited about it. and that's a good thing to see that. But it's a two-way street. You can't just jump in and sort of bandwagon onto the thing and say, and because it's very easy to say America first, to watch the show and we love you and this and that, but it's also about,
well, it's not easy.
Really
you get death threats. You get death threats, you get threats, you get deplatformed. I mean, I was streaming for 1 month, and then Jan 6 happened. I was one of like 4 people that got that first wave. I mean, it's because we believe in this that we gladly undergo this. And I've always maintained that streaming is just a means to the end, and whatever it takes to be more effective and help advance the movement, streaming or whatever else needs to happen, do it gladly. So I'm not attached to streaming necessarily. I just view it as a tool to helping AF. But I mean, we've got a lot of guys here in California that are willing to do whatever you need us to do to grow the movement. So
yeah, I'm just saying, it seems like you got a little bit of the Patrick Casey symptoms. I'm not saying straight up, because I don't really know enough, but based on the pattern of what I've heard and seen, usually there's something to that. I mean, again, you can say, well, in this particular case, that wasn't true, and in this case, I didn't say exactly that. But usually there's something to it. When I've been around long enough, when you hear these things, you have to pay attention to these red flags and signs, and I don't think they're so easily dismissed. And I don't know.
And of course, nuance is important.
I'm just saying, I haven't made a strong judgment about you, but I am getting this impression of a Patrick Casey sort of situation. And what I mean by that is, he knew that he needed this, and he needed to be a part of this if he wanted to go somewhere. So we used it as a vehicle. And when he saw that, or I think rather, when he thought that it was going down, he wouldn't go down with the ship. You know, he was out for himself. And I think he thought he should have been higher up than he was. I think he thought that he wasn't getting the attention or the praise that he deserved.
Nick, we stood by you. Our best friend is still on house arrest because we believe in the movement. He carried the band. I mean, I know that wasn't anything you ordered or anything, but we've stood with you, and we're willing to do whatever it takes to support you.
Well, Patrick Casey was right up there too.
Well, where did he go when the heat started? He skedaddled. And I publicly broke with him regarding AFPAC. I supported that. I said we needed to keep the momentum going. And that's always been my message. We need to keep the pressure going, because the boot is going to press down on us no matter what we do. And yeah, that's why I'm not against the Thoreau thing in general or AFPAC. But I mean, we've stood by you, and you know, hell or high water, man. I mean, I don't know what more you want us to do to prove that to you, but I mean,
well, like I said, I mean, about the Louis Theroux thing, I just don't criticize. I mean, it's really, you know, again, like I said earlier, I don't think it's your place. You criticize that, and you jump in red pilled gaming and support him when he's feuding with all my friends. And you're taking shots at Baked Alaska, you're taking shots at Beardson and Irony Bros and incels and gamers and streamers, and you're saying we didn't donate to Christian Secor's legal defense and all this kind of stuff. And then now you're trying to tell me, well, actually, I didn't say any of that. We didn't know, or something like that. You know, again, it's like, if what you're saying is true, we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's all. So, I mean, if you are what you say you're about, then that's great, and I'd like you to be a part of this and everything. But you know, well, you don't know what I want you to do. Well, stop repeating all the lines of the people that fucking hate us, because this anti-irony bro thing, anti-incel thing, anti-gamer thing, etc. Everything I just said, and this is all that's the talking points of people on Kiwi Farms and Wignats and the people.
Well, I was echoing what you said last night regarding the incel volcel thing. You were saying it's not like resentful, like being a resentful incel is cringe. I mean, you yourself made that distinction on your show last night. I was echoing that in my own words. And I mean, I even said the whole Anglin thing, how he said, like you say you're an incel is like a fuck you as a solidarity thing. Yeah. I mean, I was referring to the term in its literal definition. But yeah, I thought I was just echoing what you said last night, Nick. So,
well, again, you're missing the point. I mean, I'm laying out like it's a pattern here. And we keep circling back to this. I mean, you could go back and say, well, well, actually, well, that's misunderstood or whatever. But it's like, again, I don't have to, there's no ambiguity with anybody else. I don't have anybody else telling me, oh, this one's on Red Pill Gaming stream telling him he's part of AF. And it's important to criticize the leaders in the movement. I don't hear anybody else, people coming to me and saying, oh, this person is shitting on gamers, incels, irony bros, whatever. So anyway, so I made my point basically, but
did you watch my stream today? Did you actually watch the
yeah, people were posting clips in the group chat all night.
Well, I hope those clips had the appropriate context, because I mean, I did go at length about the whole incel thing, and I mean, I don't know how that could be construed like I was shitting on incels.
What about irony? What about irony bros? You said that we're like overdosing on irony or something like that. I mean, what's that all about? I mean, that's literally what the Wignats have been saying about us for like 5 years. So what's the context for that one?
Well, there's a lot of nihilistic irony bros that even shit on you. And I remember there was clips of Beardson saying, why would I sacrifice for a movement that makes my life harder? I mean, if that was not a full-throated condemnation of AF, I don't know what that was. I mean, he was saying that he doesn't want to sacrifice comfort for a movement that we're losing on all fronts. I mean, I would not necessarily say that any of us are irony bros. I mean, do you ironically get persecuted by the FBI, put on a terrorist watch list? I mean,
I am an irony bro. FBI watch list has nothing to do with it. We use irony as a tool of persuasion, and you've got this very self-serious kind of disposition, and it doesn't work. I mean, I can tell you, it's not magnetic, it's not attractive. That doesn't bring people in. This like writing ballads, like walking around with a drum and all that kind of stuff, it just comes across as like a hard on, and not to debate the efficacy of it, but the point is, like, all I'm saying is your tone is not aligned with our tone. If you're getting on the stream and saying, we're too ironic and we need to be soldiers and this kind of stuff, it's like, well, has that ever been? I mean, go and watch the fucking pee poo poo super chat compilation. Like, I mean, the tone of our movement has always been fun. It's always been inviting. It's always been lighthearted, because you said it yourself. Demoralization is a killer. And
I had song requests open during my stream. We had like, brap, pee pee poo poo audio. I didn't mute it. I had all sorts of shit posts. World Star Hip Hop. Don't sniff petrol from a can. I said at the beginning of my stream, we can't be too self-serious. It's gay and cringe. I mean, I get what you're saying. I just feel like a lot of this was lost in translation, honestly, man. Like the fuck Jaden Gang thing. I was literally in the Jaden Gang Discord server, like hanging out with these people IRL, and people are trying to frame it like I was not joking when I'm like bantering with the chat. I mean,
yeah, no, I know that was said jokingly in that case, but I'm just saying, because I don't know about you. I mean, I'm telling you my perception, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know about you. I met you like one time. Or actually, we met a few times because you came to Texas too. And
well, you didn't like the Wahoos, so that probably left the bad taste in your mouth, huh?
Yeah, literally. That was bullshit, dude. I asked you. I said,
I don't know. Wahoos is good, though.
You took me to a chain. That'd be like if I took you to Giordano's. You want to get
it's like a local chain. Local chain.
Well, okay. But so, honestly, I'm not trying to just go off on you, because you're right. I'm not completely familiar with your content, and we've only met once or twice or a few times during the White Boy Summer. It was honestly just a big blur. I just remember being in that car for like 30 hours and Jaden farting throughout and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you, because this is a real important point for people to understand. Like, the only way this is going to work is if everybody is doing their part. And that's not to be condescending or patronizing, but it's to say that we are only going to become greater than the sum of our parts if everybody believes in the coherent whole of America first, which is basically the movement that I created. And it's not an idea. It's not a principle. It really proceeds from me, because if I didn't exist, this whole thing would fall apart. If If I wasn't here, this thing would fall apart tomorrow. And I'm not, and I say
Yes.
that because I do it every day, and I know.
Oh no, I agree with
well.
that. I've never doubted that for 1 minute. And
yeah. So anyway, but it's up to you, because we need people right now. You know, this is a tough time for everybody, and I don't want to come across as not sympathetic to what you've gone through, because I know. I mean, docs, death threats, people in house arrest or jail. I'm completely sympathetic to that. I totally get that. But you got to understand my perspective, which is this thing is in crisis. Everyone knows it. And I believe we're setting up to become bigger than ever before. You know, we've been dealt a pretty shitty hand, getting banned from every payment processor and the no-fly list, and the government seizing my assets. And, you know, I don't have to go through all the shit we've been put through over the past year. And not just me, but lots of people, yourself included, and people that you know. And my perspective is, you know, it's a very vulnerable time for us right now. And I don't feel like ashamed to say that, because it is apparent it's a vulnerable time for the entire American right. You know, Donald Trump is having this succession crisis, the GOP, and the, you know, surveillance state bearing down, and so on. And so when, in short, when people are sort of the insubordination, the criticism, this kind of ankle biting shit, like the way that I perceive that is I basically just have no patience for that. And it's very harmful and destructive, because what we need right now is unity, and the unity proceeds from one. It proceeds from me and people trusting the plan, and everybody kind of putting their head down and doing their part, and not saying like, well, what about this? And I thought he said this, and this one's not doing a good job. You know, if everyone's worried about doing their thing, then it's going to work, and this thing is going to take off. But if everybody is nipping at my heels, or Beardson or Jaden, and saying, well, I think we should do it this way, and I think that, you know, I mean, that's just not going to work. So the only demonstrated record of success is the GROYPERs. You know, the rise and fall of every other person proves this, you know, from the alt-right to people from internet blood sports to opponents of ours, and we are pulling other people towards our center of gravity, people far bigger than us. Charlie,
and I see it in the streets too. I mean, there are so many GROYPERs here in Orange County. Like, we dominate all these things. You can pick them out through a crowd. And I mean, I became a true believer in this, especially at that UCLA GROYPER war where we shook the house. And it was in that moment I knew that this was going to be the genesis for something greater. And look, I'm sorry if there was a misunderstanding. My intention was to help the movement, not start drama and be causing problems. So sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, like I said, I'm not telling you all this because I'm just being vindictive or something. I'm just trying to clear up where I think some people are coming from, myself included. And, you know, look, if you want to be a part of this and are productive and help, then you are 100% welcome. You're a solid guy, you know, you're competent and everything. And we need people like that. But, you know, if the constant sort of perception, the constant criticism and stuff like that, it's just not going to work. And you see what happens to people that get separated from America first. You know, that doesn't tend to work out for people that ostracize themselves from my friends and from me and from the followers of me and my friends. It never tends to work out. Some people get it in their head and they think, you know, oh, I'm not saying this is you, I'm saying generally. Mm-hmm. Some people get into their head, they're like, you know, I'm getting sick and tired of this Nick guy calling the shots, or he did this thing that I don't like. I think I'd be better. And, you know, it's a fucking graveyard of people that think that. Over 5 years, it's just a complete graveyard of everyone that thought, oh, I think I know better and I'm going to do it this way. And, you know, if they did know a better way, we'd be living in a different fucking universe, you know? So, and I'm not trying to like whip my dick out and be like, oh, if you said me, it's over. I mean, I'm just telling you straight up, like, I don't want that to happen.
I get it.
I wish a lot of these people didn't do what they did. Not because, I mean, a lot of problems with Patrick. But if he had just stuck around and everything and not like totally betrayed this whole race and like the country and everybody, you know, we don't want betrayals. We want people to to help, and we want all hands on deck. You know, so it's not good for anybody when shit like that happens. So
of course, no. Well, and there's a reason why I'm I broke with him and I'm with this movement because I believe in it, obviously. And look where everything is 9 months later.
True.
But yeah, it's good to hear from you. It's been a while, but we're really excited to be a part of this and help out any way we can. So if you ever need anything, just let us know.
Will do. All right. Well, yeah, good chat. And you know, we'll see what happens. But like I said, no judgment right now. But I'm just telling you that's where I'm at. But I hope it works out. I hope it works out for us.
Yeah, you know, next time you're in town, we'll share a fish taco and go to Wahoo's again. Just let me know.
We have to go to a good place next time. Then fucking 10 years when I drive 20 hours to LA.
You know, there's a hole in the wall Mexican place called Chipotle, I think. It's pretty good here.
Let's go. Yeah, that's I'll have to take you up on that. I'll get the burrito.
Flavor Town. All right. Well, hey, man. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. See you, buddy. Take it easy.
Okay, let's bring in a few more people. I'm getting tired. Didn't expect Nick to call in, though. That was pretty nuts. Oh, we got a guy in a Buffalo. Red Pill Gaming TV. Uh-oh. I don't think I'm supposed to talk to that guy, though. What the? We'll bring in, let's see. Peacemaker. Yo, is that Franson? Yo, Thomas Dees. You're live. What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm surprised I got to talk. Sorry the other folks hopped off, but I wanted to impart some wisdom. As the millennial of the group, I'm basically an old man compared to the rest of you guys. So something I've learned in my time in politics is that politics is the adjudication of power. It comes from the successful cultivation of lists, people, and money. It is a metric that can be measured, weighed, and manipulated. And, we see this drama taking place, and it's just not helpful in the great scheme of things. At the end of the day, what are we doing to build those strategic resources that take the movement to the next level? So anyway, I just wanted to impart that. That really needs to be a part of these kinds of discussions because it's so easy.
True.
It's so easy to get our eyes off of the ball.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, parallel economy, supporting dissident businesses and building up the infrastructure necessary to sustain a long campaign of political action.
Exactly.
I have faith. I mean, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think we would be capable of pulling that off. I just that was always my intention with this, and obviously this had the opposite effect, which I regret because it's now 10:30 p.m. still talking about interpersonal stuff. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to hash it out.
It's 12:30 here. It was good getting to talk to you. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, thank you. Now, where's Baked? He was in here. Is Baked still in here? Yeah, there's so many people. We got to get some e-celebs in here. I saw Baked had his hand up earlier. I'll bring him in. No offense to the 173 other people, but We got Phil. Let's bring him in. Phil, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Good. Just having a really nice chat with the movement. What are you up to?
No, I just finished work. I'm gonna, I don't know, do some homework now because I guess procrastinated up to this point because like there's been endless content. But yeah. What is it?
Nice.
What is it? Do you think? I don't know. Probably not in my place to say, but like, what is it? I think you should just like, what is it? Like, just end it. Like, what is it? For tonight at least.
In the voice chat.
Like, what is it? Just go to what is? Yeah, just
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like what is it? Like just I guess pray with your family, get some food because like I need to eat also, and just end it because I think you got like all that you need to. What is it? First off, this carried on far longer than like any of us anticipated, but I think we aired everything that we needed to. There's not really much of anything more to discuss because like what is it? We talked to Nick, which we never saw happening. You talked to Jaden, you talked to Beardson. So at this point, call it a day.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Cut the losses. Well, if Baked wants to raise his hand, I'll give him that.
Sure.
I wouldn't be in this if I didn't stream Snipe Baked in the first place. So, Baked, if you want to raise your hand, you can. Otherwise, I'll end the voice. So, we'll see.
Well, God bless, and I'll see you, man.
Yeah, take care. Okay, well, I guess that's going to do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm glad we were able to air that out. But my buddy's saying Bake has his hand up. I don't see it. Am I getting trolled? What? Are my mods fucking with me? I literally don't. I see him in here and his hand is not up. What the fuck? Let me leave this and come back. Hold on. Okay, I left and I came back. His hand is up. Let me bring him in. All right, Baked, you're live. What's up, man?
Yo, hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Didn't expect Nick to come on. We had an all-star cast here. Not bad for a Wednesday night.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the most flattering appearance for you.
So what's your message for the final caller of the night?
Are you like brain dead or something?
Well, I want to hear what you have to say, man. I wanted to give you the opportunity to call in.
Nick literally just humiliated you, dude. Do you have any fucking humility? Like, you're fucking insane, bro. You're insane. Holy shit. Who the fuck are you, dude? You haven't even been in this thing for 1 fucking year. You became known because you stream sniped my ass. Because you're a clout chaser, bro. Who the fuck are you, nigga? Who the fuck are you? Dude. You're crazy, bro. All I gotta say, you gotta find some humility, bro. Your ego is off the charts, dude. And you're so delusional. Like, I actually think you are a Fed. I really do. So that's what I gotta say.
Well, thanks for calling in, Baked. Unfortunate it had to be this way, but I'm going to act on Nick's advice, not continue this. Avoid drama.
Let's talk about it. Oh, you're going to go out? No, you owe me an apology, motherfucker. I made you, bitch.
Did you? Yeah, sounds like you didn't listen to what was just said.
Yeah, I did, because you stream sniped me. That's how anyone even knows about you. And if you had a sliver of fucking loyalty or respect for hierarchy, but you don't. I thought you were in the fucking military. Fuck the troops, by the way, you faggot. You're a bitch, dude. You became known, you clout chase off me, and then you backstab me, and you talk shit, and then when I confront you, you're too much of a pussy to even say what you were saying behind my back. And you do the same thing to Jaden, and you did the same thing to Beardson, and you do the same thing to Nick all the time because you don't trust the judgment. He literally said why we should do the Louis Theroux documentary.
Oh, Beard.
Again. No,
Baked.
shut the fuck up, dude.
No. We've already been over this privately. Why do you have to air this publicly? We've already talked about
you
this.
Little bitch. No, let me finish.
Yeah.
Listen.
We've talked about this. I'm not going to allow
no,
start
no,
drama
no,
for
no.
content, man.
I just got on here. I've been waiting for 3 hours to get on here. Let me finish.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to allow you to start drama for content.
No.
Hey,
let me finish.
I love you, bro, but I'm not going to let you do
No,
this.
you don't let me. Fuck you. You're
Oh,
rage,
man.
rage quitting. Yo, of course, bitch.
Hey,
Fucking
I'm just following orders. I'm just following orders.
Listen, no. Nick said
Oh, no.
that the Louis Theroux documentary was a good idea and that we were going to do it. And you keep ankle biting and you keep questioning every little thing that he says, but you won't take responsibility for that. You won't. Because
Yeah, I'm not going to get into this. We just went over this. You and I have talked about this.
Oh, you're not going to get into it, you faggot.
We've talked about this privately at length, and you were saying we were cool, but now you're airing it again.
How did you become known again? How did you become known, CWC?
We literally talked about this. You and I talked in private about this, and you were cool. Now you're changing your stance on this.
Channel, faggot. So why don't you tell me and the audience how you became known? Because
when I introduced you,
if I stream sniped someone else's stream, I would have some fucking respect for them, and I wouldn't.
And that's why I brought you in.
No. You ankle bit me so fucking hard when I went on Louis Theroux. Oh, baked is bad optics. Oh, how about fuck you? You haven't even been in this for a fucking year. You're a new fag. You are the definition of a new fag on a fucking ego trip, dude. And Nick humiliated you, and you're still too high off your own supply to even see that, dude. It's fucking embarrassing. I'm sorry, dude.
Well, thank you for that. Thanks for calling in.
You got to learn some humility, dude. Oh, holy shit. So why don't you apologize for talking all that shit about me? Because you aren't you a Christian?
We've been over this.
No, we haven't been over it because I never got an apology.
We talked like men on the phone. We talked like men on the phone.
We're talking like men because you
one-on-one.
slandered me. No, you slandered me publicly, and you're gonna apologize publicly for running my name in the dirt.
I did what I said. I called you and we talked.
Bro.
Yeah, and you and I talked privately about this, and we already went over this.
You slandered me publicly. You can apologize.
And then we talked on the phone.
No.
We talked about this on the phone.
Now. Apologize now.
I'm not doing it twice in order to provide you content, man. I'm sorry. I never should talk to you.
Nigger, you're streaming. You're retarded. You are streaming. You're streaming. I'm not streaming. I'm offline.
We've already been over this, man. Shit. I don't know why you're doing this. It's sad, but
you never apologized to me. You're the one who's sad. You talked shit
yes,
about
I
me.
did. We already did it. We already talked in private.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. You're lying. You're lying.
I'm not even streaming. I've been streaming for like 30 minutes.
You literally have an audience listening to you.
It's shameful.
Bro, you're a liar.
Come on,
you're
Bake.
A fed. You're a literal fed. Why won't you?
I'm a fed now?
Yeah, you've always been a fed. You're a Patrick Casey bitch boy from Identity Europa. You're a fucking wignat, dude.
You know, Christian went into the Capitol, and he's been on house arrest. You know, you got to leave. You've been able to stream this whole time. You should show some. You know, you should be appreciative that God, you know, you miraculously.
Yeah, you want to tell me about the fucking Capitol? Okay.
No, I'm just saying, like God obviously hooked you up. You didn't get put on house arrest like this college student who's been on house arrest for 9 months.
You apologize for
so I'm just saying, God obviously wants you.
You have no respect. You have
no God's protecting you, so I'm gonna bow to His judgment, and I'm not gonna start private shit with you.
Bro. No one likes you.
Good night, Baked.
No one wants to hang out with you. You're rage quitting? You're really rage quitting, pussy? You're rage quitting like a little pussy.
Hey, you know what? I gotta keep it
You're
professional. But
rage
thanks for
quitting like
calling
a
in,
little
Bake.
pussy.
Have a good night. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, look, I'm going to heed the advice of the leader, Nick, and obviously not start a fight I can't win or not respect the hierarchy, as Bake just said. So, everybody have a good night. I'll stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. for Sit Rep. Everybody have a good night. Take care.